Hey everybody, it's Scott Roberts and Jerry Hubble, and welcome to episode 59 of the OpenGOTO community. So it's great to be here with you, and we've got. I forgot to hit the update button. Although I changed all these titles and everything, I forgot to hit update so that it updates on the. So, anyways. We'll just call this virtual start party 4, day 2.
Yeah. After the nap. After
the nap, which it looks like that's all some of you got. So, um, anyhow, we got already a bunch of people chiming in, and yeah, good Lord. So that's great. Good to see all you guys. I hope you had a really good time at the Virtual Star Party 4. It was a real honor to have all those people on, and and for those of you in this group that participated too, we appreciate it. There was one guy, I think his name is Michael McDonald or something like that, and before I could get to him, I think he had already checked out. So this Star Party ran 4 hours.
4 hours, yeah, it was a
Yeah, it
long
was a
time.
long.
We had almost 25, I think 24 people on at one point
Right.
on the Zoom session.
Yeah. So it's getting to everybody, and is a little bit of a juggling act. So but still, some is really good. Mike Wiesner, I was going to suggest a question, but too late. The question was, how soon would Scott make a hiccup? But he already hiccuped on the title. It's Mike, it's all planned, man. I do not want everybody to get all settled in thinking that everything's going to be perfect, because it's not going to be.
Nope, it never will be.
I never have ever done anything perfect. So there you go, man. Book Baby says, wow, I stayed with it about an hour and a half. Had to leave to snooze. Yeah. So, but our topics today, because we actually did have topics, was Gary, you mentioned that on the forum that some Explore Stars users are looking for alternative controls. And what do you?
Yeah, right. So recently there's been some discussion and a suggestion in the feature request subgroup for Explore Stars for a physical, like a gamepad controller that would be connected to Explore Stars, so you could use the gamepad with a Bluetooth gamepad or even a wired one maybe to the tablet. We had discussed this quite a bit, almost from the beginning. We thought that we would be needing that type of functionality, and the problem is that when we developed Explore Stars initially, it was a Metro app under Windows 8. And a Metro app, if you're not familiar with it, locks down every bit of hardware on the system. It's like a phone app. It's kind of stupid. You don't get access to any peripherals at all. So we could not interface to the USB port or through the Bluetooth or anything like that. So So we were going to move Explore Stars to the Universal Windows, and that's how we got a we needed we're developing a common code set for Windows, Android, and iOS, iPad OS.
Hmm.
So that was our plan to introduce these new physical devices like a gamepad controller into Explore Stars once we got the code migrated over to a common platform. Okay, so the common platform is not here yet, and I imagine that's what we'll be doing once we create the common platform, whatever it is. If it's like we talked about earlier, or if it's a web-based platform or whatever it is, that's when we'll be adding that functionality, I believe.
Right, right. Yeah. So I mean, having a common ground is the holy grail, and um, but all these little operating systems set up all kinds of hurdles and stuff because nobody will come together and say, "Hey, this is how we're all going to do it, folks," and don't veer this way or that way, So
Right, and hardware is really platform dependent, much more than any software module. So it really gets to be dicey when you're looking for drivers for the same gamepad that will run on, Apple and Android and Windows. So it gets to be a lot of work.
yeah. Well, let's see who's on with us today. I'm already seeing so many familiar faces. Let's see. Now, all the comments that appeared yesterday are still in this chat stream, which is kind of strange here.
It's
Um,
got the same title. Maybe that's why.
so maybe, darn it. Yeah. Anyways, that would do it. So, of course, we got Mike Wiesner, who already punched me for messing up. Nico's on with us. Dave Ing. Uh, let's see. Chalks is with us.
I was really impressed with
I wonder if
Chalks.
he
He was,
ever slept. I wonder if he just stayed awake the entire time.
yeah, he's really, all these guys that have been doing astrophotography for less than 6 months are amazing to
They
me.
are. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Book Davies says it's all good. We're here. Thank you. Tim Myers says hello. Tim says, "Who's your focuser expert?" I told him, I said, we have lots of people that know about focusers. I think he has some sort of different brand of focusers, but we can help you. I mean, they're just mechanical, so if you,
Yeah, they're. Mhm.
send a picture of it or send me a video or you can get on with me on Skype or something like that and show me, what you want. So, um, but yeah, just reach out to me. Send me a text to 949-637-9075 and we'll hook up. Um, who else do we got? Dave Ing, Andrew Corkill, uh, Tim Myers.
Did
Want to cuss? Have a SW Crayford giving me fits. Crayford focusers are temperamental. They are. You got to have them adjusted just right.
we just had our Crayford focuser fail in the MSRO on our main instrument that we're working to get upgraded.
Yeah, that was a Moonlight Crayford.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah, they're just they are temperamental. They're ultra smooth. I mean, I remember when they first came out or first got popularized, anyways, in the 1980s, and I thought, wow, that's got to be the best focuser of all. That now people have big cameras, heavy eyepieces, all kinds of gear they want to put on it. Back then, we just had like inch and a quarter Plossels, So
Right. It takes some big bearings on the focuser to be able to support that weight with a Crayford focuser.
yeah, yeah. So everybody moved back to rack and pinion with locks and rotation, all kinds of stuff. So um, Tim says tight enough to hold the tube, too tight to turn. Hmm. Maybe there's bearings that need to be replaced, Tim. He says might need to replace. If you're doing astrophotography, Tim, I'm going to recommend you go to a rack and pinion focuser and dump the Crayford. It's just,
Well, you got limits on the Crayford in terms of weight capacity. It's just like a mount. I mean, it's got a weight capacity limit. If you exceed it, then there's nothing you can do to adjust it to make it work.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, Feather Touch makes a great focuser. Might cost more than your telescope by the time you're done. But, it's like putting any kind of custom hardware on something. So, you can take a standard car and totally rebuild it, put a race engine or racing, transmission, all the rest of it. You're going to spend a lot more money getting it upgraded, but it's going to be nice and you'll like it. Um, let's see. Wade Prunty is with us. I wonder if he slept. Liam Kennedy, hey, it's nice, man, to have you on, Liam. I haven't touched base with you in a while. Um, uh, let's see, Brett Blake, Book Davies, which I mentioned earlier. Dusty Haskins is on with us. Richard Grace, Marcia Rodriguez. How you doing, Marcia? Marcia, so nice to have you on. Uh, Chuck Lewis is sleeping. He's got snoring sounds in there. A bunch of Z's, anyways.
Disease, yeah.
Now that doesn't make sense to me. Snoring is kind of like this, not like a zzz.
Unless it's a, well, you could be sound like a zzz,
I digress.
zzz,
Okay.
zzz.
Nicholas Roach says it can work on Java, Jerry? Question mark, question mark. Um, Milan says, I'm watching it with my friends. His PhD is in astrophysics, but mine is in condensed matter physics. Both are astronomy lovers. Well, great to have you on, Milan. That's great. Digital Astronomer's on with us. Good to see everybody. Great to see you. Um, who else? John Keogh says, good afternoon. I think I already mentioned Brett Blake, but if not, welcome. There is someone on Twitch, not or not the Doob, not the Doob. I think it says, "Hey yo." Okay, great. Thanks, man. Thanks for watching on Twitch. I haven't mentioned it in a while, but we do simulcast on YouTube, Facebook, a couple of pages on Facebook, and Twitter, Twitch. So Phil.
Yes, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. I'm going to put the
Yeah,
standard saying, share, like, and
like and
subscribe.
subscribe. That's right. That's right.
And I'm going to challenge our viewers to do something else.
What's that?
Is invite one of their friends that haven't seen the program to watch.
That's cool. That's
I
cool.
would like to see that. If
Yeah.
everybody would do that, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Mike says, wish everyone at Explore Scientific well as Hurricane Laura moves through Arkansas. We are going to have Virtual Star Party 5. Was it, you called it the Eye of the Storm? Is that what you called it, Jerry?
Yeah, we were discussing this earlier. We were discussing it's the Star
This
Party in the Eye of the
European Star
Storm.
Party, so I'm supposed to be broadcasting it. Hopefully, no fiber optic breaks or something during the storm. But I'm going to be hunkered down in this building as the hurricane comes through. So it looks, I mean, the path of it looks like it's just going to be underneath us, but I don't know. They don't know how accurate these things are. Tim Meyer says he keeps hounding Steve Lang to join in. Maybe if we all called him, Tim, just put out his phone number, and everybody that's listening right now, just call him all at once.
And leave him texts also.
Leave text, email, just drive him to it, so anyhow.
You gotta watch this show. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch this show. You gotta watch it. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Sliced bread. Dusty Haskins says, people are probably getting annoyed with how much I've been sharing the streams. Well, we appreciate that you do. Nicholas says, Java was a question about the diverse operating system for the soft, the common platform. Java can't
Right. Yeah.
be choice, I think. Nicholas, one of the things that about Java that I've heard anyways is that there's lots of security issues with Java. So, you know, so that's part of it. Um, Nicholas says we don't want more people to see the show because more competition for the prizes. That's right.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's
Well,
that's.
what if we could figure out a way that you could double your odds on a prize if you invite someone to the show? Uh,
Oh, that would be cool.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll have to work on that one.
Maybe we have a special pot. You have to have somebody come on and say I was brought on by X, and they get added into another group to get a special prize.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe we could. All right. So our next subject, Jerry, was somebody had difficulty finding Poth on the OpenGOTO forum, and
Right,
it's
right.
kind of like this conversation. Well, how can we make that easier? But what was the exact situation?
So this new IXS 100 customer is very diligent in searching and finding information about the mount and our stuff and looking through our. I assume he found our documents at some level and found some information, but he didn't get any kind of clue. He he's not aware of Poth, so he didn't know to search for Poth, right? So he's looking for a way to connect up multiple clients to the mount, and he he didn't find anything directly that said Poth is the answer.
Ah,
Okay,
they-
so I was trying to search. What would you search for if you're trying to find a thing that would do that? I would type in multiple ASCOM clients or multiple ASCOM connections.
yeah,
Okay,
maybe
that's kind of what I
yeah,
I would ask for, but
maybe the
you
group here can come up with better.
but there's people, right? There's people that are beginners that don't know what to look for, right?
Right?
They don't have a clue what's involved.
What's Poth? You don't know.
So how do you get that started? How do you get it started to where people say, oh, they need to understand X, Y, and Z before they even get started. These are the terms that you need to understand. Maybe we make a list of terms that you need to read as a beginner to say, okay, this is what this. It's just a series of definitions of different things.
Mm-hmm.
That's a two-page document that they go through. Okay, I recognize that term. I see what that does. I see what that does. Maybe it's something as simple as that. I don't know. What do the users think?
Well, somebody on Twitch says, I have no idea what Poth is.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Right.
I can understand that. I can see what is Poth? What the hell does that mean? It's like the name isn't intuitive by any means.
Right. Oh, this might be good. Book says make a flow chart and a little glossary.
I have a connection diagram that I showed last week or 2 weeks ago, maybe a little infographic that shows the different ways of connecting the PMC8 to different configurations. Um, we could make that more prominent, or
Have something kind of in a way like in a question form, like want to connect multiple clients to uh,
right,
EMC8 question mark.
right, right. That's a FAQ. Maybe that's a direct question.
Mm-hmm.
It so what we need from our beginners are these types of questions in terms of the way they look at things.
Yeah.
How would they phrase the question, basically, on what they're trying to do,
Right.
instead of us making up the questions? You know,
Right.
I mean, we don't make them up. We get feedback from our customers. The first FAQs that I created 2 years ago were based on all the emails that I had communicated with our customers,
Sure.
and I kind of boiled them down to these questions. But
Yeah.
they may not necessarily be the ones that they're actually asking.
What
So
what did this gentleman ask that was on the forum? Did he ask anything?
he didn't really ask a specific. He described what he was trying to do,
Okay.
and that because he wasn't aware of any
Other
facility.
scenario, what are you trying to do? You know?
Right, exactly. So that's kind of why I made that infographic up to show this is if this is what you're trying to do, this is how it works. So maybe we work on some documentation in that regard and basically use cases that we talked about before.
Yeah,
These are the use cases for the system.
yeah.
This is what you're trying to do. So, and we talked about this in the past. I was going through different configurations. Remember, I talked about creating some kind of a database for different configurations and how you would set up all the different pieces. So I probably just need to spend more time working on that.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we had this visualization at the beginning of the show. There was no sound with it. And by the way, that was not a glitch, Mike Wiesner. Although I probably could have made some sound, like a whooshing sound that you wouldn't hear in space, I guess. But I don't know what a planet sounds like when it's whooshing through space. Probably not much sound. Anyhow,
In space, nobody can hear you scream.
that's true. That's very true. It's hard to breathe out there too. So, but you had a Jerry.
Yeah, I found an article about rogue planets.
Yeah.
I was gonna read like a newscaster. So let me bring up my screen.
What the heck can make a rogue planet rogue?
Can you see that?
They will. Here we go. Unveiling rogue planets with NASA's Roman Space Telescope.
Right. That's a new Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope. That's what the new name for I think it was the W First, used to be known as W First telescope. I may be wrong there. But let me go ahead and read this. New simulations show that NASA's Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope will be able to reveal myriad rogue planets, freely floating bodies that drift through our galaxy untethered to a star. Studying these island worlds will help us understand more about how planetary systems form, evolve, and break apart. Astronomers discovered planets beyond our solar system known as exoplanets in the 1990s. We quickly went from knowing of only our own planetary system to realizing that planets likely outnumber the hundreds of billions of stars in our galaxy. Now, a team of scientists is finding ways to improve our understanding of planet demographics by searching for rogue worlds. That's got to be pretty difficult because they got to be pretty damn cold
Yeah.
in between the stars, and there's not much infrared coming off of them. So, as our view of the universe has expanded, we've realized that our solar system may be unusual, said Samson Johnson, a graduate student
Hmm.
at Ohio State University in Columbus, who led the research effort.
Maybe unusual. It's very unusual.
It's the only one we know that supports intelligent life.
Yeah, that's pretty unusual.
Yeah, so Roman will help us learn more about how we fit in the cosmic scheme of things by studying rogue planets. The findings, published in the Astronomical Journal, center on the Roman Space Telescope's ability to locate and characterize isolated planets. They must have some special instruments to do that.
Hmm.
Astronomers have only tentatively discovered a few of these nomad worlds so far because they are so difficult to detect. No kidding.
Oh yeah.
So that's an interesting.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to detect them. Are they just going to watch for things that are not stars that are somehow moving?
They've got to be really, really dim in the infrared. They've got to be. It's got to be like for the Webb Space Telescope. That's got to be practically, close to absolute zero on the detector to
Right.
be able to see them. And they're really small objects.
So if they're giving off heat, they must still be relatively fresh from a solar system. Do you think?
There must be. They must be relatively young. I would say maybe they got spun off when the star
Met
um,
something
got formed, or maybe it's from stars that exploded, and it these were the outer planets that got
pushed it out.
pushed out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you had a rogue planet come through our solar system, does it just kind of skip off into space, or does it become, you know, a ninth planet? So that's
it had to come in right at the right direction and the right velocity to be captured by the sun.
yeah, crazy, crazy. Brett Blake says this is how they nailed down the orbit of Ultima Thule. Interesting. It's amazing what we do to find these objects, make the discoveries that are made, and all of that. So it's all part of being in the golden age of astronomy. Uh,
Yeah, there's a lot of ingenuity and just cleverness involved with coming up with ways to do things. That's a human ability to just think outside the box a lot of times to figure out, try something that seems stupid, but it works.
right. That's right.
You can't let people, that's the thing, you can't let people say that, don't, it's easy enough to try stuff if you can afford it, try it. If you have a question about anything, and that even goes to our day-to-day lives when we're using telescope systems. I get a lot of questions sometimes about, will this work this way? And I say, maybe,
Maybe.
try it.
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt anything to try.
Yeah. 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 Some people are hesitant. I've noticed that they're hesitant to try something unless someone advises them or kind of walks them through it.
Right. Does this make sense? Well, maybe.
That's true.
Give it a try.
Because I tend to break stuff. If you want to check something out to see if it'll break, give it to me. Okay.
Well, that's part of it too. You can't be afraid to break anything if you're trying new stuff.
I'm not, yeah, right. Um, uh, but it's by trying those things that you do find some pretty interesting solutions. So, you know. So anyhow, Ken says, Sir Jerry's not wearing a hoodie. Do I win a prize?
I only don't wear a hoodie 4 times out of 5.
That's right. Yeah.
I typically wear my white or my black Explore Scientific shirt.
I'm sorry, folks. Sorry. Um, so, hey, we need to have our question of the day. Okay, we're kind
Oh yeah, I
of
forgot about
ran
that.
out of stuff to talk about, but somebody mentioned earlier that we look like two zombies, and I do feel kind of like a zombie after last night. We were up late. I go back to as I wind down the day, I fall into bed. And I can't turn it off. Once I get wound up, man, I cannot turn it off. And so, I was staring up at the ceiling. We ended up about 1:30, 1:40, something like that in the morning.
Yeah, that was 2:40 at my time,
Right, exactly.
and
And
I got up at 7 o'clock this morning.
yeah, and Caesar, oh my gosh, he's 2 hours ahead of us. So, that's
Yeah, that's
4:30 or whatever. So I don't think you slept all night long,
right. 4 o'clock in the morning.
right? And but we had a lot of viewers. The viewer count for that show so far is like 1,500 or 1,600 or something like that. While we're doing the show, I don't try to count how many people are actually watching during that time, but I usually come back in the morning and I look to see how we're doing and how we can improve our reach. So um, and I was really impressed with the interactions, uh, the through plays and the people. A lot of people skim videos. They'll watch it for a little while and then go see something else or you know whatever. So, but
Right.
people come back and a ton of people come back and watch the show afterwards. So that's where you get more viewership as well. But um, but anyhow, we uh,
I,
we We
I've
get,
got a question.
what's that? You got a question?
I've got the question we talked about earlier.
Our door prize this time is going to be simple. It's going to be it is going to be a Wilterian double-sided planisphere and a red flashlight. Okay, so in our door prizes, as I have mentioned before, and will continue to mention because I think they're so awesome, is they're sponsored by the Astronomical League, and so if you're not a member, you should join. Um, and you do have to become a member of the Explore Alliance to win our prizes. So we had a lot of people join last night, okay? If you put in answers and you didn't join, you do need to run off to our website under Explore Alliance. You can just do explorescientific.com/alliance, and you can pick a membership level. There's a legacy level which is free, okay? And then if you do a paid level, there's lots of benefits that come with that. So anyhow, um, let's have your question. Drum roll, please.
All right. All right. So, who was the Astronomical League's National Young Astronomer Award winner in 1998, and what did they present to win the award?
Okay. Now you need to send in your answer. Don't answer it here on the chat. Don't answer it here on the chat. Send your answer to Kent at explorescientific.com. Make sure you join. So, and you'll be a better astronomer for it. Uh,
That's right. I can repeat. Let me repeat the question.
okay.
Who was the Astronomical League's National Young Astronomer Award winner in 1998, and what did they present to win the award?
Yeah. All right. That's it. Send your question in, your answers to um, Kent at explorescientific.com, and make sure you're joining, and that will get you the winning prize. So anyhow, I guess I'm really tired.
You sound like you said, I'm just so run down.
I'm just gonna go to bed and just
Yeah,
crash.
crash for a while. Yeah.
Anyhow, we do want to thank everybody for watching the show today. We'll be back on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? So
Thursday. Yep.
it's episode number 60. So we will have a
Yep.
special prize for the 60th episode, okay, of the OpenGOTO community live. So it's really cool. And Nicholas says, I received a mail from Kent today. My heart went crazy thinking that I won something in the party. He's laughing. Really enjoying the weekly star parties, guys. Watch the replay today. Get some rest. Okay. All right. Marcia Rodriguez, Also, Marcia, if you know other female astronomers, we did have a request to have more women on our star parties. And we would love that. So there's a lot of great astronomers out there, and there are lots of female astronomers, amateur astronomers out there too. We'd just like to have some on the show, more on the show, anyways.
Is I don't know if sometimes Jenny Shelley joins the chat. We'd love to invite Jenny
Oh yeah,
on the show
that's right.
and on the start party to share her. She's got a G11 and an Exos 2 mount system. So if Jennifer, if you're out there, Jenny Shelley, listening, write me a message. I'm going to reach out to you also to invite you on.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Dave Ing says, if I purchase an Explore Scientific scope and registered it, I'm automatically an Alliance member, correct? No, you're not. You actually have to really go in and join. So we have people that don't want to be members for whatever reason. So, I can't figure out a reason why, but some people are not joiners, buyers, but not joiners.
Right.
Also, I think there might be some legal things with, if you're selling stuff to the general public and you automatically tie in a membership of some sort with it. So, but anyhow, let's see if we have any more. Marcia says, right, I'll try to contact some. Marcia, you should come on the show too. Ken Noble says, what about amount?
Amount to giveaway, like an Exos 100
Or G11?
or G11? Yeah, that'd be awesome. You know, the thing about the G11, it costs 10 times what the iXos 100 costs.
Uh, did we
10
give
times.
away my Exos 100, I think, at one point?
Oh, did we?
Yeah, early in the show, I think we did.
I can't remember.
Yep, that's right. And legacy membership is free. That's right, book babies. Um, anyways, I do really appreciate you guys. It was a lot of fun last night. It was fun today. It'll be fun tomorrow. And we'll try to be more awake tomorrow too. So anyhow, thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock for episode 60. I'll try to get the titles right this time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.